Behind every viral video is a thumbnail that made you click without even thinking. And there is a formula for that. So I analyzed hundreds of thumbnails across different niches, and after connecting the dots, I discovered that they all followed the exact same pattern. And I'm about to crack that pattern for you. And I will be busting 3 myths that 97% of small creators still believe. The most important psychological factor to make people click on your thumbnail is what's called curiosity gap. At first, the audience sees your thumbnail. Then, on your thumbnail, you have a curiosity element. If you take a look at this example thumbnail, you can see there is a gun pointing at a skull and it supposedly turns air into bullets. Just when the viewer sees that, they will start wondering what will happen to the skull? How will it look like? How can air be turned into bullets? That basically summarizes curiosity gap. It is the gap between what your viewer currently knows and what your viewer would like to know. So then viewers will be having some questions and therefore gonna click, and keep watching until curiosity is resolved. This is how most beginners think of thumbnails.
Let's add glow, particles, shadows, text effects. A fancy lens flare. Yes, masterpiece unlocked. Wait, why there are only 3 views?
Because, my guy, YouTube isn't Photoshop's portfolio site. A thumbnail is not a design contest, it's a psychology contest. That's why you need to understand that design is just about 20% of the thumbnail, and psychology is 80%. Even some big YouTubers use thumbnails that can be made on MS Paint, yet they get a lot of clicks. Most small creators, when they try to get an idea for the thumbnail, just type in their video title, scroll through what's already out there, and then copy-paste the vibe. The problem? If viewers search the same thing, they'll see a wall of thumbnails that all look like clones. Yours simply can't stand out. Think of it like this. If I show you a bunch of red dots and one random blue dot, your eyes go straight to the blue one. Same thing on YouTube. Instead of just parroting the thumbnails in your niche, steal inspiration from other niches and then mash ideas together. That's how you stand out without blending into the wallpaper. But sometimes, you still don't have any idea and just stare at a blank canvas. Instead, make yourself a mood board. Basically, whenever you see a thumbnail that slaps, even if it's outside your niche, just save it. Then, when you're making a new thumbnail but stuck, open that board up. Boom, instant inspiration. Contrasting colors help thumbnails really pop, but which color combos should you pick? Enter the spooky rainbow wheel thing. Basically, if you want contrast, you gotta use opposite colors on the wheel, like blue versus orange or red versus green. Now, which colors should you use? That depends on your vibe. Here are some suggestions. One more tip, make sure your main subject is a different color from the background color, because if the subject is contrasting, it will be more visible, especially for small screens. For example, this thumbnail is harder to see because everything is in red and the subject is blending into the background, while this one is much better because it has 2 contrasting colors. Also, here's a very neat trick to know if there's enough contrast in the thumbnail or not. Just slap a black and white filter on the thumbnail. If the main subject still pops in grayscale, then you nailed the contrast. Faces play a crucial role in grabbing attention. Human brains are basically programmed to lock onto faces, especially emotional ones. But before you slap your face in every thumbnail, you need to know this. A thumbnail including your face won't necessarily perform better than one without your face, because only popular faces get more attention. So the rule here is to only put your face on the thumbnail if it makes it better or more clickable, like adding emotions to match your video's vibe. Let's start off by busting the second myth. Small creators usually treat click-through rate as the only metric for thumbnail performance, but in reality, that is completely false, and I will show you why. So you've just uploaded the video already. In the first 24 hours, YouTube recommends the video for a small audience, which is your subscribers, and at that stage, your CTR is high because subscribers are most likely to watch. But then, if your video performed great, YouTube pushes it to a wider audience, and here CTR goes down, and afterwards, YouTube will keep pushing it to even bigger audience, people who never heard of you, and CTR will keep going down. So notice how CTR went from about 20% to just 5%. Now back to design, let's talk about rule of thirds. Basically, you slap a 3x3 grid over your thumbnail, and the hack is, you want to place your important elements along the lines or at the intersections, and trust me, this trick is so overpowered. It is literally used by every big YouTuber. Alright, let's talk about the most cursed question in thumbnail design. How much text should you actually add? 0, 1 word, 2, 3, 50, or maybe the entire B-movie script? Okay, yeah, that was a terrible joke. But seriously, the real rule is simple. Ask yourself, does this text make your thumbnail more clickable? If yes, keep it. Otherwise, useless text is just visual clutter. Take this thumbnail for example. The video is about editing the same project on every free software. And notice something? No text, because it is not needed. The visuals already say everything. The software logos are the hook. Adding text here would just make it worse. And for the font, don't overthink it. Just pick any of these ones and move on. And for the final myth of this video, thumbnail equals title. A mistake I see most beginners do is slapping the exact same title onto the thumbnail. Don't do that. The title and the thumbnail should work together, not repeat each other. Use the thumbnail text to add a hook, tease the payoff, or spark curiosity. Now, if you want to add text but don't have any ideas, try this secret technique. Turn the video title itself into a question and start with one of these words. Then the text on the thumbnail would be an answer to that question. Here are some examples. What is the world's hardest math class? Math 55. What happens if you send this photo on Discord? Get banned. You get the idea. Here's a full list of words you can use too. So you spent about an hour crafting your thumbnail, but how do you actually know if it's a good thumbnail? Simple. Run it through these 3 quick tests. When you finish the thumbnail, zoom out a lot, because when you're editing, it's filling your entire screen, looking crispy, but viewers are seeing it as a tiny little postage stamp on their phone. If you can clearly see the text and identify the elements, then you're good to go. Otherwise, try tweaking colors and sizes. We've already discussed this before, but here I am giving you the tool testmythumbnails.com that speeds up the process a bit. Just upload your thumbnail and search on the exact topic of the video, and you're gonna see it along with rival thumbnails. You've been staring at your thumbnail for like 45 minutes now. Your brain has basically memorized every pixel, so you might think the thumbnail is fine when sometimes it isn't, because you are just biased. So what I need you to do is show your thumbnail to someone else for only 2 seconds. Then ask him this question: what did you see? If they hesitate or guess, then go back and simplify. Because remember, viewers don't analyze thumbnails, they glance at them. And in that split second, you either win the click or lose it forever.
Bro, I used all your thumbnail tips. Contrast, big face, rule of thirds, but my video still flopped. What did I do wrong?
My guy. The thumbnail only gets the click. If your intro is trash, people bounce faster than Minecraft speedrunners. If you just nail the thumbnail and the intro, then your video will go viral no matter what. That's why your next step is learning how to make engaging intros that keep viewers watching. I've got a full breakdown in this video right here.